Right, I think I'm totally addicted to the voice and the musicality there of Joni Mitchell. She's absolutely lovely. We're joined here today with folk from that emporium of culinary excellence that is the Southern Regional College. All kinds of other excellences in there as well. But for today, we're looking at the Faculty of Catering and Hospitality, or Hospitality and Catering. I've got with me Lynette McMath, I've Jody Seed, and I've Des Murphy from the college. You are exceedingly welcome, you guys.
Thank you very much.
It's the time of year for puddings and Christmas fair and all the rest of it. You've been busy doing things over there, getting ready, yes?
We have indeed.
First of all, we'll hear about what you do at the college. We'll start with you, if we may, Lynette. Talk to me about your experience at the college. When did it all start, and what has it grown you into?
Well, it all started in 1993 for myself. I started as a student at the old Newry College, as it was known then, Newry Institute.
Newry Institute.
And I'm afraid I never got left Newry Institute. I started as a student 4 years full-time, and then I went in and did part-time foundation degree, which led into a Bachelor of Science in International Culinary Art, and then I started to teach in the college.
Did you say a Bachelor of Science?
Yes.
So a cook is also a scientist?
Oh, yes.
Because that's the kind of infrastructure, if you like, the kind of labyrinth which you work between, how long do I cook that? What happens if I put the egg white in with the egg yellow? What happens if, do I steam it or whatever? All that sort of stuff. You need to know how long to do it, yeah?
Yes, and I suppose when chefs start out in their career, they don't realise they can go right to a Bachelor of Science degree.
Yeah.
They think it's only a year or two's training, but there's great opportunities.
Absolutely. Now, what are you teaching at the moment over there?
I teach mostly level 2 chefs and level 3 chefs, and a mixture of both kitchen and larder and pastry.
Okay, we'll look at all of those in a wee minute. I love cooking, but I'm no good at pastry, I tell you. I love the roasts and the casseroles and stuff like that. That's all good. Jody, Newry man, you're welcome. And where did your story at the college start?
My story started last year. I returned to the college just to train as a chef, and shortly after got work and flying now.
Wow, and where did you get the work?
Out in the El Hafer in Camma.
No better place, it's very
definitely not.
fine. And, we have a plate coming and we'll be tasting some stuff in a while, yeah. But you did your training at the college.
Yeah, I'm still doing it.
And you're still training away?
Yeah.
And what stage are you at in your training?
I'm a second year level 2.
You're like a black belt, or you're heading towards it, whatever you would say.
Heading in that right direction.
Heading in the right direction. What's your favourite stuff to cook?
Well, I'm a meat man.
I'm a meat man. I'm a
That's
casserole
a good bakery
man.
teacher.
Yeah, bakery is a science. Not a bit of wonder. Bakery is very, very wonderful. And but the business, I love casseroles.
Yeah.
And there is that totally different taste between a casserole and a stew. And we'll go into all of those things in a wee moment. Des, you're the man on the helm. Des Murphy, you're over there. You have a great pride in this place, and you constantly champion the institute. So it's now the Southern Regional College.
Yeah. I started, like Lynette, I suppose, I started in the old Newry Catering College under Hugh Bennett way back in 1977. And like Jody, who now works in the Yellow Heifer, I started at the age of 11 in the same restaurant in 1971. I came to work in the college then in 1991 as the Industrial Liaison Officer, a link between education and industry. And it just dawned on me that Lynette, she started in 93. She was one of my first students that I got out into work experience and got out into employment. And that was my role, and it still is my role to this day. I also part-time lecture on the tourism.
How many have you got? Many students have you in the faculty at the moment?
Going the first week in January, we will have 122 students out in industry and workplace.
And chefing?
Chefing.
Full-time.
Full-time students,
Yeah.
which is quite big, quite
And
a large number.
is it true to say that above everything else, every other discipline in education, that the chef will find work?
That is the selling point. That is our selling point. The qualification they achieve after 2 years, or like Lynette, after many years, they will be employed for the rest of their life. The qualification takes them around the world. As I said before to you in the last conversation, the difference between a chef in Newry and a chef in Japan are the ingredients only. So the
only.
qualifications and their skills are the same.
The science is the same.
And they will be employed for the rest of their lives.
Lynette, it's not about, as I would do in my kitchen, sort of, oh, that's nice, we'll go with that. A wee bit more of this, a wee bit more of that. Things like, and for example, baking, which you're there on, there's so many different types of bread, so many different types of cake.
And baking's very precise. You know, a lot of the students can't understand. Can I not just throw a little bit of the extra in?
No.
But very often that'll ruin their recipe. So it has to be very precisely weighed up and very exact. Yes, you can add flavours like the spices and
Yeah.
you know those little adjustments, but the
But that's
basic
not,
recipe.
that's interesting you say about the spices, you can add that. The spices aren't critical to the chemistry.
No.
The chemistry is the flour, the rising agent if you're going to use that. And when would you use self-raising flour as opposed to ordinary flour? This is all part of the science, isn't it?
That's it.
So what would you do? What happens and how do you make the call on it?
Well, again, a lot of the different flours, you know, that depends really on the miller as well, about the quality of the flour. We don't tend to use a lot of self-raising flour. We use soft or strong flour, which would be more of the...
And what is soft flour and what's strong flour?
Soft flour is used for baking cakes and biscuits, and strong flour then is your bread, so it's got the higher gluten content. That gives your bread the elasticity. Traps the air bubbles and the gases and makes it, you know, helps it to rise and gives it the strength.
When I cooked in the Indian restaurant, the chef used to say, Rohan, the secret of the chapati lies in the ball. You roll the ball right and then you get it all. It's all good. That's all. But a meat man.
Yeah.
What were you doing before you came to the college? What?
I was a mechanic.
That's a big change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But was struggling to find work and stuff. So,
It wasn't that you went off mechanicking. It was there was no work there.
yeah, that's it. But I always loved to cook, so
Seemed a good thing to do.
it seemed like the next step forward and haven't looked back yet.
But not only have you not looked back, but although you're studying, you've got work.
Yes.
You're getting a shilling. You're earning money.
Yep.
And your work at the Yellow Heifer, what would a typical day for you at the Yellow Heifer be?
Straight in and prepare for the evening.
What does that mean?
Just prepping away, making sure you're ahead of the game so you're not panicking at the last minute because it's a busy wee restaurant, so you have to be in your top game. Just teaches you, everything you need to know.
Well, what sort of stuff would you personally cook
I'd
at the
be
Yellow
doing
Heifer?
starters and stuff at the minute.
Starters. Now, what would a good starter be?
Oh, a good starter with wee aromatic beef on out the road.
What was it called?
Aromatic beef, it's a wee wrap.
Aromatic beef.
Yeah.
And that's, is that fillet steak that's slivered very
Yeah,
thin?
Yeah.
You would marinate it?
Yeah, marinated in hoisin sauce and
Hoisin
it's
sauce.
served with wee wraps and
Wee wraps, yeah.
wee pancakes
Wow.
with the salads.
What
Nice tasty starters.
And what about what about going to the main course then? The best.
Oh, yeah.
What? Talk to me about. I discovered. I used to think you put a piece of beef on the pan, ribeye perhaps, Des, and you sealed it, one for a minute, and then the other side for a minute, and then you let it cook on for 5 minutes or whatever. I suddenly discovered another way completely. Seal it for 40 seconds on one side, 40 seconds on the other side, and whack it into an oven.
Yeah.
The oven maybe at 200, and you keep it there for 3 minutes, and you got your steak.
Yeah.
It's a different product.
Yeah, but we'd be more traditional. We'd be cooking ours on a grill, so
You would grill it.
the hard way.
And that's the grill that it sits on it. It's not the grill putting down the
No,
heat
it's the
on
grill
it.
it sits on, yeah.
That it sits on, yeah. Why is it, and what's the science of a piece of steak that has the marks of the grill across it? Why does that taste nicer than one that doesn't?
It's just a char grill. It's just an extra flavour.
And where does the flavour come from on the
From
char
the
grill?
charcoal, just from
You have
the,
charcoal there
from
on
the
it.
heat.
But it's well hidden, the charcoal. You can't
Yeah.
see it
No,
there.
it's
You
just
see
the
bar.
metal. It's
Yeah.
just the same effect.
Same effect.
Yeah.
That does
That's
it.
the way cooking's different, you have different ways of cooking. Grilling and frying and in your oven. So
Yeah,
it's all good.
yeah. Your favourite, we talked before about the beginnings of it all and the Hugh Bennetts of this world who are the great progenitors of the art and the craft in this area and the teaching of it. But you've inherited a great mantle. You've inherited a great tradition over there at the college.
Yeah, it was, Hugh Bennett was, they say a legend in his own kitchen, but Hugh Bennett was a legend throughout this country. He set up a catering department down in Tipperary and then moved up into to Warrenpoint initially in 64 and then to Newry in 66. And there was a great camaraderie and there was massive respect. To a great extent, the chef in is a wee bit like the army. You have all the levels, the ranks, and there is respect and there's discipline. And no matter where I was in the world, until God rest poor Q passed away, I would have sent him a Christmas card.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we were just talking and discussing that yesterday. It was sort of a hold he had. He put the respect into you, and you had the respect for your colleagues and for the rest of the students, and you had the respect for the industry that you're in. Yeah. I did actually hotel management. I just did a flavour, excuse the pun, of chef.
Yes, yes.
But I did all the different disciplines within the hotel work.
Tell me this. You obviously know what you're talking about there because you had that breadth of experience. Once upon a time, I had my own restaurant, and I was the maître d', and I had a chef in the kitchen. I'm going to give you a scenario here, and you tell me, is this acceptable? Is it unacceptable? What's the way forward? And it bites into some of the television chefs, what you'll hear and all. So we have a very, very busy night on. Busy as busy as busy. And the orders are falling a bit behind. And I wrote, "Chef, can we have food, please, now?" And it said like that, because we have this kind of, this thing going between us. And he says, "You'll get it as soon as I can get it for you." I said, "Well, if you can't get it now, you'd be best go and try and sell cabbage in the market." He says, "I'll not be selling any cabbage in the market." And there's a row, you know, that's an exaggeration, but only a small exaggeration.
Yeah.
Is that kind of dynamic in the kitchen helpful or totally unhelpful?
I suppose it maybe encourages, you know, a bit of speed in the kitchen as well, but sometimes there used to be a bit of conflict between front of house and the back of house kitchen as such. But one's as important to the other, you know, really. You can't produce nice food if you don't have somebody to serve it for you. And if somebody out the front of house is going to sell your food for you and promote your dishes, it's no good for the chef either. You know? So both need to work hand in hand.
Absolutely. I used to sing to them. I say, "Come and try our beef Wellington, made for you, the crispiest, crunchiest pastry, and the succulence of the meat below." It's mad, isn't it? You have to be slightly mad to do it.
Of course.
So listen, you have some stuff here. We're going to look at this. Wheel us that plate over, young man. Look at this. Now, what do we got here? This is out of your kitchen. Lynette, you're the person.
Well, when I was a student at the college...
We're going to get you kitted again there. Will anyone in particular I take over?
Well, we have both varieties of our Christmas puddings. When I was a student at the college, Evelyn McBurney used to make puddings with us every year.
Wow.
And we did hundreds of puddings, and we would have sold them off, you know, for college trips and charity.
Course, yeah.
So we've always continued on this tradition. It's been going back since Q Bennett's time.
So this is one of your...
Years.
Now, the white ones are what?
The white one is our traditional stout Christmas pudding.
And the red one?
The red one is our luxury Christmas pudding.
What makes it luxury?
Luxury. More butter, more nuts, and more alcohol.
More heart attack.
That's it.
Yeah, I tell you.
So we've just
nicer
introduced
wrapping.
the luxury range in the last probably 5 years. But,
This will last 5 years?
Oh, no. But, no, we've just introduced this.
Oh, you're in the last 5 years. I thought
yes.
this will last 5 years.
But this one is our traditional recipe,
Will we try the
which
traditional
come
one
from
first?
Q Bennett's time.
Well,
Yes.
look, would you like to open that there?
We shall.
Grab it and open it. You're getting in close there, Mr. Cameraman.
I hope we can get in.
Will you try our nice cake? Wow, look at this.
So each year we still produce about approximately 250 Christmas puddings.
Now, is this cooked?
Steamed.
Steamed?
Yes.
But what about the ones that you buy in the, in these shops, and they say steamed for 2 hours or something?
Oh, ours are steamed for 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yes.
And here we are. Now, where do we get the smell of this as you open this? So I can. This is smelly vision, right? Oh my God! Wow, that is something. And the texture is quite unlike any I have seen before. It's a volcanic surface. It's got lumps and bumps and chasms and caverns in there as well. Now, what's in this one?
Well, say this is our traditional pudding, going from Hugh Bennett's time. And in Ireland, we did a lot of stout Christmas puddings.
Yeah. Much stout would be in that.
This one has about 6 bottles of Guinness. Not
not
just
this one.
one, but we do them in batches of 30. So in our batch of 30, we do 6 bottles of Guinness.
All
Yes.
right. And then you have the normal fruit in it.
Yes, and suet.
Sorry you feel left out of this, but you're a meat man. We'll talk to you about toikies in a minute.
Well, Jodie was involved to say, we have
Okay.
2 second-year classes that make the
will I
puddings
cut a
every
bit
year.
of this?
Oh, yes, of course.
Wow. Now we're going places. Oh, dee do do do. Do do do. Yeah, there we are. Ours is the art of the possible. My hands are clean.
Oh, yes.
Is that okay? Yep. Now we take that one side, we leave that there. There we are. Now I'll make us a little bit each. There we are. 1, 2, 3. Have you a nice Rioja to go with? I would love Rioja with this. I tell you, that's great.
Or brandy sauce.
Now look,
or-
madam,
Lovely, thank you.
young sir, young boss man.
Thank you very much indeed.
Now, I am going to give you a totally honest appraisal of this. Not that I'm an expert, I'm not. But let on. Here we go. First thing I notice, it's not too sweet.
No.
The next thing I notice is the consistency is nice. It's not too, it's not too, it's neither, or, it sits well as a piece of pie in my mouth. And every so often I am biting into an explosion of taste. And the explosion of taste that I bite into is the individual nodules of fruit. Now, I'm trying to get the Guinness. I can't just get the Guinness. That's as good as I have ever tasted. And I come from Mary Street in Newry, where Minnie and Nanny made damn good pie, Christmas puddings. And would one serve that flaming to the table? You heat up some brandy.
Yes, flaming and some
But
brandy
watch you don't
sauce.
burn the house down, for goodness sake. That's the important thing.
Flamed, of course, you need to steam it to reheat it, and then flamed with the brandy.
And how long
serve
would you
it.
steam it for?
Just to really 20, 30 minutes.
20,
just to
30 minutes
reheat.
would do it, just a wee reheat. Yeah,
And if you're really stuck for time in the microwave, but it's not just as good, but
yeah.
it will do.
As we progress towards the other one, we'll see if there's a difference. Can I ask you, Jody, and we're going back to meat again, I have a wonderful shepherd's pie. Wonderful shepherd's pie. And I cut it up and I froze that which I wasn't going to eat on the night. Yeah. I took one section out, which will be defrosted for this evening. When I reheat that in the oven, this is the science coming in, I'm assuming, because of some kind of logic within my head, I'm assuming I have the heat of the oven up at 200 high, because that gets the heat into it. And that's the job that has to be, rather than have it down at 150 going. What's the best way of doing that?
Reheating a shepherd's pie, it would have to be a microwave.
Microwave!
If you throw that back in the oven, you're going to just take all the moisture.
No, you need to heat it slowly.
But no.
Yeah.
I don't take the moisture out of it. What I do, I have a beaker of stock. And I put a little stock in it in order to keep it right as it goes in.
Well equipped at home.
Well, now, am I doing it? How wrong? How bad is that?
No, that's pretty much to the ball there.
That's all right. I'm doing all right here, Dave.
Doing very well.
Reheat it slowly.
You think rather than 200?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's
Did you
down at
want-
150?
Yes.
You see, you've told me something for my dinner tomorrow night, and I'm so grateful to you. You know, we're going to try the red one. I'll reach it over to you. Wow. Oh, we need to take a break. We'll take a break as we're getting this organized. Back with you momentarily.
Destination Newry. We're back in moments.
Hello, welcome to JMC Mobile, your #1 mobile phone shop. Hold on. Hello? Who's this? It's gone. Now, have you seen the new Samsung S3? Look at this here, touch phone, the whole lot, touch screen, the whole lot. Hold on, we'll give John a ring. Hello, John? He's gone. Don't like them phones there. Old stock. Get rid of them, bring up the new stuff, Hello? Well, hold on a minute. I thought I was working here all day on my own. You're coming into work. Brilliant. I can't wait to see you. JMC Mobile Customer Service. www.jmcmobile.co.uk. Yeehaw! Come on, cowboy.
Bellini's Bar and Restaurant, Merchants Quay, Newry. Experience the passion of Bellini's in our Venetian-themed bar and restaurant, home of great music, great atmosphere, and great food. It's time to get dressed up and enjoy a night in Bellini's for a quiet drink, first-class dining experience. Or dance the night away to the best live music. It has to be Bellini's. And don't forget our Renaissance Suite for banquets, weddings, or conferences. Find Bellini's on Merchants Quay, Newry. Check our website for more, bellinisnewry.com.
Hughes Complex in Camla has come a long way since it opened as a small shop in the village in 1984. The family-run business has now over 70 employed in the multi-store complex, with 11 shops now leasing outlets under the one roof, including a post office service. Local entrepreneur Jim Hughes is at the helm of the fast-growing business, with plans for development in the pipeline, ensuring employment in the area, as well as a convenient one-stop shop for all his customers' needs. Hughes Supermarket is now a NISA-branded store, with all the discounts the brand is known for, with flyers sent to homes across the district on a weekly basis, with ample car parking space provided at the complex for your convenience and easy access. The entire complex of shops would like to take this opportunity to thank all their customers for their loyalty and support over the years, to make Hughes a centre for the whole community since 1984.
If you want to watch this show from the comfort of your home on your TV, then all you have to do is get your hands on our brand new Roku box, where you can watch all the amazing shows we have here at Destination Newry. Simply get yours now by calling us on 028 308 34010 and get yours today.
You've reached your destination.
It is with the greatest joy that I welcome you back. A joie de vie in the world of cuisine, in the haute cuisine of Southern Regional College in the Faculty of Hospitality and Catering. And good friends are with me here. We've got Lynette McMath, we have Jody Seed and Des Murphy. And great successes over there at the college. And we're testing the Christmas pudding and tasting it at the moment. Not testing it because it doesn't need to be tested. It is magnificence, par excellence, and we're enjoying this nut. So this one here on the outside is the bog standard magnificent one. This one here is the up in the asteroid belt of the culinary galaxy. This one here, and we're going to see can we tell the difference between the two. And we'll first of all, I'll close my eyes. You cut and you present me with a little mixture of the two of them first of all to cleanse my palate. Okay, away we go. Lean over and we'll go. This is interesting. And my eyes are closed. I do promise, because it's pointless and fruitless if we open the eyes, and we shan't. And this will only take a moment. La da 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 dee da dum. Tell me when. I'll open my mouth to take. La 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 dee. La da 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 dee da dum. Now I'm going to. Is this a mixture of the two?
That's the mixture.
Is the mixture going in? Wow, it's great stuff, I tell you. Wow, that's good. Oh, right. Palate is now neutral. Now, I'm ready to take. And I shan't put it in my hand because I would detect a difference in the feel in the palm of my hand. But if you can present it to my lips, I shall, with great care, take it from you. Say when. My eyes are closed. Say when.
2 seconds.
You're very slow.
We'll have to get it right.
No, you're good. Say when.
No.
That's number one. I'm eating number one at the moment. Right? Number one is gone. This is interesting, to say the least. I'm ready. Say when.
2 seconds.
No,
and we're ready.
all right. Okay, I'm going to pin my colors to the mast. Number one was the extraordinary one, the big one, the good one.
Wrong.
Can you believe that?
Well, good as in it is the good traditional one.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll let you away with that.
No, that's
It's
amazing.
the one that has the 50 years of history. was
Yeah.
number
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
So that's amazing.
So that's why it's
I
lasted
genuinely
the
thought
time.
it's amazing when you close the eyes and you don't
Yeah.
know what's going to happen. Des, I discovered the other day, did you see, any of you see the documentary on BBC television, I think it was Sunday night, looking at supermarket practices coming up to Christmas? It was an amazing documentary.
About the Brussels sprouts.
The Brussels sprouts.
Oh,
We're
did
going to
I-
put taste
yeah, I
into
did see
Brussels
it.
sprouts
Right.
again. But what I naturally was drawn to was the notion of the wine's been taken from across the world in huge plastic vats.
Yeah.
These things were the size of an oil tanker. You know, they're big things. And I used to think that wine would come in the bottled in a cave in the Dordogne or whatever, but apparently not. But coming from across the world. And I said, all wine is like that. And Tesco, I don't mind naming them, is the biggest buyer of wine in the world. No, amazing. Well, how are your Brussels sprouts, young man? Will they be will they be keenly sought after over Christmas, or how do you cook a perfect Brussels sprout?
Just all you need with the Brussels sprouts, a wee bit of bacon. It's magic.
A wee bit of bacon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hold on a minute
bit
now.
of bacon and butter at the end.
At the very end.
Yes.
So that gives them the wee. Did everyone say lardons? Lardons?
lardons.
Yeah, lardons. What's the difference between lardons? I'll tell you the difference between lardons and a pack of lovely bacon. The difference is you pay £4.50 for the lardons and you pay £2.60 for the bacon. Same thing. All you're going to just chop it yourself, you know.
Yeah.
This is the whole thing. But the big thing, Des, that's coming in, and it's not coming in, we ought to know about it, and we do know about it, is the notion of, you know, what's been splashed in the kitchen, where we think that bit of chicken, rinse it under the tap, shake it into the sink, run it, and then cook it. There's this bacterium that's in the chicken, and a lot of chicken. What do people need to be careful of with chicken and the like?
Not to wash chicken at all.
Not to wash it.
Never know.
Yeah. But is it not the case that some of the frozen fillets that come in, Des, they can be coming in from the furthest reaches of continental Europe, that they've been frozen, there may be a long time there. You wouldn't wash those either. No.
Well, health and safety recommend now that we don't wash.
You don't
and
wash
we
it,
just
yeah.
cook straight away and make sure it's cooked above 73 degrees to kill any salmonella
Yeah.
or bacteria.
Yeah. And now when you say then, you see, that's you again coming in with the science. 73 degrees. I haven't the foggiest notion of what 73 degrees
No.
is.
And you'll just cut into your chicken and just ensure it's cut.
What do you
And
do?
if
You
it's
cut into the chicken, and then they say if the liquid coming out
It's clear.
is clear,
And
that's
make
okay.
sure, you know, there's no blood left in your chicken.
No, yeah. The chicken will be appropriately exsanguinated, and then we shall have it. But what about the poor turkeys?
Oh, the turkeys.
Coming to Christmas now. This weekend's their last weekend.
That's
yeah,
right.
they'll
They'll be
gobble no
getting
more.
the
Blah,
job.
blah, 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 blah. Oh, they're gone.
They say it's the worst time of the year for turkeys and alcoholics.
Oh
It's
my
Christmas.
God, Christmas. Oh, my God,
Concilio, Sister Concilio in the rehab centre has a big sign up saying that every year.
every year.
Yeah.
Worst time of the year for Christmas and alcoholics. God help people. You know, it's
Yeah.
not easy. It is. I can see this being the case. Your success, and I think it's great that you're working and that you're working, and that there's a family, a family of professionalism over there at the college.
Yeah.
What is the ethos over there? How has it grown over the last, say, 20 years?
It actually, again, we go back to Kew Bennett. It stemmed from Kew Bennett, and there's fantastic continuity in both the students coming on board, but also the continuity of staff coming from students like Lynette did right up through the ranks, right up through the educational journey. And when I was in 1979, you did exactly what Jody did, first and second year, and you were out into the big wide world.
Yeah.
Whereas Lynette, then we're the only college on the island of Ireland, ourselves in Cattlebrew Street, that offer the degree in culinary arts. And that's where you can go to.
Well, that's a lad. There was a lad sitting there the other day, Martin Sheridan. He was sitting there. He's a homeless lad of Dublin, and there were three of the homeless men were up with me being interviewed about their plight. And he had decided he was going to do that, and he went to Cattlebrew Street, and he got his degree in culinary arts at Cattlebrew Street, proving that those who are on the streets aren't some kind of imbeciles. They're intelligent human beings out there doing their thing. So you have grown strong over there in the college, you know, but under pressure like everybody else does in terms of budgets and the like of it.
Yeah, we're
Is this focusing you a bit?
Yeah, completely. And I'm not saying keep busy and they'll keep you, if you know what I mean, but we always were busy anyway.
Yeah.
And we've been a grade 1, in particular Newry campus, but now we're in Portadown as well. Been a grade 1 from 2000. We're a centre of excellence in catering and hospitality in Northern Ireland in 2000. And last year, 2013, we achieved for the second time a grade 1 status. We're the only grade 1 status of hospitality and tourism in Northern Ireland.
My goodness. Which that doesn't surprise me. You've been doing it long enough and you're big enough over there, you're modern enough, the whole thing, you know. Here's the thing that I throw at you guys. If I anywhere see a chef smoking on his break or her break, I don't want to go into that restaurant. Do you understand that frame of mind? And I see, like, more and more and more chefs who smoke. And for me, it's a big no-no.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of movement towards trying to get chefs away from that? I've seen it in this town. Chefs standing at the front door of the Emporium, smoking and then going back in again. Got into a huge row once with the owner of an establishment in Newry. When I saw this, I said, excuse me, I've just seen your chef smoking, and I've just seen him go straight back in and start to work again. Mm-hmm. Whereupon the owner said, no, he washed his hands. But he didn't wash his hands, you know, which is the thing. But am I an oddity feeling that, or is it? Is there some veracity in my concerns and some? What do you think?
Yeah, you shouldn't be smoking in your whites. Like, it's easy to throw a jacket on.
Yeah.
It's easy, and you need to be washing your hands anytime you leave the kitchen and return to it. Like.
See, that's what it's about.
Not just about
washing the hands when you leave the kitchen, when you come back into the kitchen. You know.
We're taught if you have to rub your face, if you have to scratch your nose, you have to wash your hands straight away after.
Yeah.
So it's put in you from the start, so you never forget simple things like that. No bad habits.
No bad habits, and you certainly not get any over there at the college. It's good. How would you sum up the college that has brought you to where you are?
Oh, it's a fantastic facility. Like, I had great respect for all my lecturers when I was there. Patricia McLean, Evelyn McBurney. You know, they all came through, you know, from Hugh Brennan's time.
Yes, of course.
So it's great history attached to the college.
What were you doing before you went there? Were you straight out of school
Straight
or
out of
something?
school, yeah.
Straight.
And straight to the college.
And what made you want to be a chef?
I always wanted to be a chef.
Really?
Yeah. And I knew, you know, a lot of the kids nowadays don't know what they want to do. There's probably more choices than when I was leaving school. But I always wanted I knew, you know, maybe from 13, 14 that I was going to the catering college.
Yeah.
So I suppose in one way that was easy for me.
Yeah.
But I never looked back. I excelled while I was at college, and I loved it.
Loved it.
And
Well, I suppose
never
the thing to ask you really is, you see when you go home for the weekend and you're off, have you to cook the Sunday dinner?
Oh, indeed you do. But people would always say, "Oh, I would hate to cook for you. You know, you're such a professional, or you're cooking all the time." But you would appreciate anything. You know, it's just lovely to have somebody else to cook for you. You know, if somebody handed you up a nice piece of toast, you know, you really would appreciate it.
Oh,
no, but it's something simple, I think. You know, a risotto or something handy.
It
doesn't have to be
risotto is simple there, yeah. The absorption rate of the rice and all the rest of it, no bother to you.
Well, you don't need the whole 4 or 5 courses, you know, when you're being entertained. As long as, you know, something simple, something nice. Like, there's nothing as nice as even a nice piece of apple pie or, you know, the simple things in life that are, you know, good flavours and local food, really.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to promote.
Increased waistline.
Exactly.
You know, it's funny.
And living in Annalong should be beautiful.
Oh, sure, now seafood.
Beautiful.
Do you know what I hate? I keep telling you what I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound imperious or anything, but this notion, you go into places and you want to have a moule marinière, where it's just the mussels, the white wine, the garlic, and the onions. And they'll serve you mussels with tomato sauce on them, with a sprinkling of coriander or something. I said, no, please, just give me the traditional moule marinière. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think the students as well, they get very carried away with the whole charismatics of the dish and how it's going to look, and they forget about the simple ingredients. And, you know, just give us the traditional dish.
The other thing to put into the moule marinière these days, cream. I can do without that, always do without that, you know. When I had my restaurant in Carlingford in the marina, people would want mussels, and God, it's a long time ago, but the mussels would be from the farm in Carlingford that had been sterilised and all the rest. but I would keep them for the course of the day, hanging over the side of the boat where I had the restaurant, and they'd be on a string, and somebody would say, you want mussels? I'd say, yeah. I say, yeah, you just get them there for me, would you? And they pull the string up and get the mussels and bring them in. That sort of thing. Des, about Christmas coming, the turkey, what's the best way of doing a turkey at Christmas?
Well, I will hand it over to the experts because as you're learning today, I am
it's
learning.
good, it's good.
Whilst I work with the chefs, I don't practically do this the catering.
Oh, I see, you could turn your hand to a bit of cooking if you needed. What about it, guys?
I think you have to baste it with your butter and get flavour under your turkey. Get it under the skin if you can to keep the moisture in. And of course then it needs some bacon.
Would you stuff a couple of oranges into the cavity?
Well, even onions as well.
Onions, oranges.
Again, depending on your taste. Do you like a wee bit of thyme? Do you like a wee bit of herb, rosemary in? Or do you just want it traditional? Some parsley stock, some onion?
I had oh my goodness, I had a recipe once from a great chef, a great television chef. He did a book. It's terrible, I can't remember his name. He drank the wine with everything. He loved his wine as he was cooking. You know the film?
Yeah, character.
He went to Spain and he was a long time there. Floyd on fish and Floyd on that and Floyd on the other. And Floyd told me, he said, what you do is you fill the cavity with several pounds of garlic, stuff it in, and put it onto the thing and let it. And it was very good because the garlic pureed in situ, and you find yourself then with the most lovely, succulent crust on the chicken, and then the softness of the white garlic, well cooked underneath. It was quite special. I really enjoyed that. And there's really, if you use your intelligence, I suppose, not much that can go wrong in simple cooking.
I think that's the whole thing. Keep it simple, you know, and what you have.
Jody, will you open your own restaurant someday?
Well, that's the dream.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
I had that dream too. I've come through the dream of waking up on the other side. It's a very difficult job, I tell you.
Tough industry.
Because at 1 o'clock in the morning, when they're all drunkenly going home, you're looking. One of the sweets I did. I could never do sweets. I could never do starters. But there were two sweets I used to do. One was the caramelized grapefruit, half a grapefruit, demerara sugar, and onto the grill. Bingo, done deal. It was wonderful. The other one I loved doing, I got a big chalice, a big bowl, and chopped up several pounds of. This is a very intimate restaurant, by the way. I called it after my favorite Portuguese restaurant in London, and that was La Caravella. But my mates called it La Caravana because it was in a porta cabin. But anyway, the big, huge chalice of chopped strawberries and a bottle of Zambuca into it. By gum, that's some sweet, I tell you. So I think finally we'll hear of your favourite meals. Would that be it? Des, what's your favourite meal?
I'm traditional, as Lynette was saying. I'm a sirloin steak man, medium rare.
Medium rare.
Yeah, it's all the heart attack stuff, I suppose, the onions, the chips. And
oh my God.
But I love a prawn cocktail starter.
Yeah.
That's mine.
Yeah. Okay. Jody?
It'd have to be pretty boring. My favourite dinner is a roast chicken dinner.
Roast chicken?
Beat a roast dinner.
Roast dinner.
And, well, I'm experiencing a lot of flavours from everywhere now, so I like it all.
Yeah, I used to put a bed of cherry tomatoes on a tight little and then I'd put baby chicken, the little, poussin, and I'd put 4 poussin, and as it cooked, with lots of garlic and onions as well, as it cooked down, the juices all mingled, and wow, it was very good indeed, I tell you. Absolutely. And Lynette, for you, you have had a chance to think this through.
Probably fish now, I'd have to.
That's the thing about cooking fish. How do you cook fish properly?
Oh, well, you want, if it's skin on, you want the
skin on,
nice and crispy.
Yeah.
And then just a wee flash in the oven, but keep the flesh nice and moist.
Yeah.
But shellfish as well. I love crab meat. I love scallops. I love lobster. Yeah. I love all shellfish, and probably desserts, of course. And it would have to be probably a warm dessert would be my favourite.
Creme caramel.
Or more of the sponges now. I'd have to go maybe the chocolate fondants, the sticky toffees.
Banoffee and all of that sort of stuff. But I remember, scallops. I used to dive years ago. We used to go to the Narrows at Portaferry, and we'd swim out at low tide. and we'd be diving. And a great place for scallops.
Yeah.
And you'd go to pick him up, and they'd go, boop, 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 and we'd be away. Because he usually, clip, clip, that's how he swims. It's a great crack altogether.
And then, of course, the current. And
The car, well, not so bad once you're at low tide. If you have an hour's grace there to do your business and then get it over and done with. I'm so grateful to you coming in.
Oh, we're delighted.
And I wish you a wonderful Christmas. And that is lovely. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're
indeed.
very welcome.
It's lovely altogether. This is the Southern Regional College Faculty of Hospitality and Catering. People of great culinary excellence and people who it is a joy to know. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you very
All
much.
the
We're
best to you,
delighted.
Lynette. Okay, Jed, good luck to you, mate.
Merry
Take care.
Christmas and Happy New
Jody,
Year.
God bless you, Des. Take care. All the best.